Alright, so we're going with it again. We got another video. This time, Art Guy Joe Coates on Facebook. I don't know if he wants other people to know who he is, but haha, there you go, Joe. I bumped into him. I was doing the painting from the other video. You should watch it somewhere on here. We are good. And I was showing him the painting. I was talking to him. He was like, "Yo, dude, like," I was like, "What you been doing?" Because he's highly creative and he's, man, wow. Dude throws me off. But I was like, "What you been doing?" He was like, "Oh, I've been trying wood burning." He showed me a couple of pieces he was working on. Got to the point where this man was like, "I got 3 wood burners. I give you one. I give you some pieces of wood, get you started, you try it out." And I was like, "What? For me? Who am I?" You know? So I was like, all right. I mean, we got a good rapport. I've helped him. He's helped me. I've taken pictures of his work, things like that. So I guess that's the reason why he was, you know, down for the sharing. But yeah, but let's get into it. I got some footage. So essentially, wood burning. I guess it's like having a soldering tool. You know, you can get wood burners, different types of wood burners. This is my first time. Apparently, there's lots of different types of tips and different wood burners you can get. I was trying to figure out what to do because he gave me a frame that had a heart in it, and I was like, whoa, like this is a real thing that somebody can use. This isn't like, oh, I'm doing art. This is like, this is more of a useful thing now. So I was a little stuck, but I was like, it's a practice. We don't know what's gonna happen, you know. So let me figure it out. And I really thought about it because I watched, Shmood. By the way, shout out to Shmood. I watched tons of his videos. I've learned a lot about transferring images through this guy and other people. I decided to do something anime based. Also, Joe, one thing I learned from Joe is that he does a lot of like character based stuff that he's familiar with. So he'll do like Star Wars or some other stuff that he really thinks is dope. A moment of silence for the packages that are coming through. Anyway, moment of silence, complete. So yeah, Joe does a lot of character stuff with his work, and you know, low-key, I was like a little jelly because I was like, man, people really liking your work, but at the same time, duh. Community is what my martial arts instructor yelled at me back in the day when I was trying to figure out what to do with art. Communities like similar things, like people who are fans of a similar intellectual property, like a cartoon or whatever. Anyway, so I was like, put your ego to the side. Stop trying to be original, the man, whatever. Anyway, so I'm thinking like Meru M or Todoroki. People, if you know who those people are, you're dope. And then I decided eventually, since it was a heart thing, I was like, well, my first one, because he gave me some other small pieces. I thought they were bigger based on memory, but they were really tiny. So the biggest piece of wood I had was the frame with the heart. So I was like, I gotta do something like lovey-dovey. And I'm like, okay, well, Naruto Hinata. I found a bunch of images, but they were all like fan art. They weren't original stuff. You know, I feel like, you know, fan art. No, original character from, you know, the show. I found this really dope chibi image from a YouTube video. Neji was like mad because like, you know, Naruto and Hinata got married and he's an elitist and whatever. It was really cute. Essentially, there was a frame, Hinata kissing Naruto. Naruto's being like, you know, winking and whatnot. So I took that image and then I printed it out and then I transferred it. And this is the first time I've ever done this transfer. You know, sometimes things are so like easier, like, no, I don't want to do hard stuff because, yeah, stupid ego. Anyway, so I basically, you know, put some lead on the back of the paper, put the paper on top of the wood, drew over the lines, and voila, image transfer, done. And all I had to do was plug in my wood burner, get going. Oh yeah, that was an interesting process too. I mean, tracing, you know, it does take, you gotta have, you know, some practice doing this stuff. But if you want to do it, I mean, do it. I don't think this is gonna, I don't think you have to be like an artiste to do this. You feel me? I would say you have to make good choices that help towards your goal. I think it created some divots in the wood because the wood was pretty soft. Wouldn't matter to me anyway, as long as the image transferred. And then I took my time. I went at it. Took the wood burner, let it heat up, applied pressure, thing about wood burning was pretty interesting is the fact that like the texture of the wood also, because like certain parts of the wood is hard, certain parts of the wood is soft. So like that was a little weird because, you know, drawing on paper is flat. It's like perfectly designed for making marks. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little difficult. Not a little difficult, but it was a little weird, a little different. Took my time, drew it out, and I kept the image that I had transferred to the side just for reference, just in case like one of the lines I couldn't see it that well, or the image didn't transfer that well. So that worked out pretty nicely because essentially I didn't have to do too much mental work while focusing on the act of wood burning, because you have to apply pressure, and basically you have to drag the tip across the surface, and you gotta still draw a straight line. You get what I'm saying? It's a rough surface, so it's a little weird. And you know, I did it. Eventually, got all the way through. This morning. It's pretty dope. And so I'm happy about it. I'm gonna be doing more. Gonna see if I can do more complicated things eventually. Glad to have completed this. I did have to ad-lib the flowers though, and I missed the flower that was in her hair because I was trying to rush, and I can now see the lines in the picture that I took of like me tracing. It wasn't really, you know, of the trace that I did of the flower in her hair. But you know, obviously the first time, whatever, moving along. If you really like what I just did here, you know, obviously click the thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe because I like doing this. I will continue to do this. So you should, you know, be here if you like what you just saw. And of course, share the video. If other people you know might like what I just did, show it to them. Yeah, this is Josio signing out. See you later.
Where niggas at? Where niggas at? Where bitches at? That lean is a combination.